Well, guess where I am? You are so right on. I am at the Tater Patch in Merrill, Oregon. And I'm going to take you inside for the time of your life. Let's go. Well, maybe. It says push and I keep pulling. I think I'm too excited. So here we are. afternoon, Quilt Roadies. I thought I would check into you after my shopping date at the Tater Patch in Merrill, Oregon. I wanted to kind of give lots of thoughts were going around in my head after a nice conversation with the shop owner. What I think is that when it comes to the current state of COVID in our lives, that we tend to judge each other against our own reality. And so I loved having that conversation with her because there were a whole group of women there that were having a wonderful stitching bee, which I loved, and none of them were wearing masks, which I hadn't run across that yet. But the Tater Patch is in a very rural area of Oregon, and their numbers are very low, and their hospital isn't overrun, and people have gotten their vaccines. So their world is opening up differently than someone who's coming, say, from Bend, Oregon, which is a big tourist destination and has a whole different set of guidelines. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that we have to be cognizant of the fact that we can't judge people against our own reality. It's kind of like that gal who gave me a talking to when she saw a picture of me and G in our van out in the woods, and here she lives in LA, so she's coming from a totally different environment, and we were less than a mile from our house, and so, you know, there wasn't an issue, besides the fact that we didn't see another soul out there. So I guess that's my little thing for today. But I wanted to show you the Tater Patch has been a destination quilt shop for the fabric stockers for years. It is about little over 2 hours from Bend down Highway 97. So if you're going north up 97 or south down 97, it is worth getting off the beaten path and going through Merrill. Merrill, Oregon is right on the track where people who want to go from Southern Oregon and go gamble in Reno, they might go that way. It's a beautiful, beautiful backcountry. You don't see too much but animals out there. And that shop in Merrill has a wide variety, just a wide variety of stuff, as you see from the video. Now, she does not have a web page where you can order from, but I will put a link to her shop and the phone number, and know that as you watch this, you can go back and watch it again, and if you see something, you can stop it, write your notes, and then call them, and they will mail it out to you lickety-split. But really, there isn't, like sometimes you come across shops that have a theme or a genre or a feel to them. She carries a little bit of everything. So she's got Edita Stitar, she's got Jen Kingwell, she's got Sue Spargo, she's got Buttermilk Basin, Primitive Gatherings, literally everything. Civil War, modern, novelty. You could just spend hours in there with the wide variety of things that she carries. And because she was able to stay open, because they were a major mask making location, so per the governor she was able to remain open, she's had a fair amount of traffic go through there. And her stock is amazing. which some shops you don't see the stock like that, what she has. But I didn't realize until she mentioned it, and I remember hearing it, that she just had to wait till her stock came in because you didn't want to cancel fabric orders, because then there was a restocking fee for fabric you didn't even get. So her shop has something for all of you. So let's see, where are we? How are we going to start this? Well, let me just say, I have not been really diligent about my hexies. The only reason being is right from the get-go. The first hexies I was working on, I lost my needle. And sure, I brought other needles, but I don't know, it threw me off my game. I have no excuse. But to make myself feel back on my game, I got some more hexie cards. And this pattern, this is a cut loose press. Now there was a kit, and I did not buy the kit because in fact the sample that you see in the video, I have those fabrics. So I thought, I really don't need to buy the kit, but I did buy the pattern. And this is it right here. It's that Christmas tree wall hanging that's made out of hexies. Yeah. So, and it was only $3.99. It's a Happy Hexie Tree Wall Quilt. And I can just see making these, this hexie wall hanging for different seasons. It would be so fun. I also picked up a, you know, French General, brain fart, French General embroidery piece. Now when you unfold it, it's all those flowers, but I really loved the sample they had that was, this whole thing was embroidered in a one-color floss. And embroidery is just one of those, especially when it's pre-printed like this, it's just one of those no-brainer, you can do it on the road kind of projects. And I did indulge. I bought a kit. I loved this quilt, and I just knew that I was going to be making it for someone. I don't know who in my family will get it, but I love it. It's called Songbirds, quilt designed by Heidi Pridemore, about Aria. It was so soothing, but I bought the kit for this. And really, one of the fabrics in it is this fabulous music print. So, kind of excited about that one. Tonight we're staying at a Harvest Host. I don't know if I've told you about Harvest Host, but it's a free download. No, how should I say this? You download the app, but it's not free. It's $70 a year for the basic plan. But what that means is you have access to all of these places where you can stay overnight boondocking, which means, what boondocking means is that you don't have hookups. You don't have electricity. You don't have water and sewer. So you have to be self-contained. But these places naturally join Harvest Host because they want to kind of entice you to come into their businesses and spend a little money. And if you saw the video before where we stayed at the winery that was a Harvest Host, we went and got a bottle of wine. So there's all kinds of different Harvest Hosts, and they're all over the United States. And you can upgrade to a like a $90 a year. That's cheap. I mean, that is cheap. $90 a year if you want to include golf courses. You don't have to golf, but you can stay at golf courses. But I chose the basic at $70. And then what you do is you put into the app that you can download for free on your phone where you're going, and it shows you all of the harvest hosts that are in the area. So there are places like wineries, distilleries, farms, a lot of alpaca farms, vegetable farmers, museums, all of those types of places, and they want you to kind of come in and enjoy. So tonight we're boondocking in a harvest host as a Train Mountain guest. And this was just kind of stumbled upon. We were trying to figure out, we were getting tired. It's been windy, and the driving it gets tiring as many days as we've been on the road. And so we were trying to figure out where we were going to sleep tonight. And I looked on the Harvest Host site, and there was this Train Mountain. It wasn't what I expected, but it is a whole park that is filled with old trains, and then they have picnic benches, and they have a whole group of people who live here who do model trains. And although we're probably too late in the day for it, there's a tiny track that runs around this whole property, which is huge, and you could enjoy the history of trains. Someone might demonstrate things for you. If we had arrived earlier in the day, we might have been able to enjoy that a little bit more. But instead, we're, very quietly enjoying off the beaten path, and we just had to give them our name and our membership number and pick out a spot to dry camp. It's a wonderful, safe way to kind of get a night's rest without having to check into an RV park. So that's where we are tonight. Well, thank you for stopping by. I hope you find something on the video at Tater Patch. And because I think we stepped over a number, I think, in the quilt roadie world. I got a gift card for one of you from the Tater Patch. So if you're interested, please be a subscriber. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to do anything in order to subscribe. You just hit subscribe, and if you hit that little bell that's right next to it, that just lets you know when I upload a video. It would be great to get a thumbs up. That would be nice. And then you can enter in to the giveaway for the gift card to the Tater Patch. And it is going to be wonderful. Now you're going to have to watch this video over and over to decide what you want. But what I want you to do is in the comments, be sure to mention the word patch. Let's do that together, okay? You take care, and we'll see you down the road.